Brabant. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Radio Medipol. And today I'm here with you guys with another episode of Golden Ratio. I'm your host, Dilan Doğan. And today we're going to talk about an amazing painting from an amazing painter. So today we're going to talk about Hieronymus Bosch. I think I can say Bosch or Boch. Hieronymus van Eycken. He is a Dutch-Netherlandish painter. He was a Dutch Netherlandish painter from Brabant. He is one of the most notable representatives of the early Netherlandish painting school. Yeah. His work, generally oil on oak wood, mainly contains fantastic illustrations of religious concepts and narratives. Within his lifetime, his work was collected in the Netherlands, Austria, and Spain, and widely copied, especially his macabre and nightmarish destructions of hell. So today's painting is about those things, I want my friends to show Bach's autoportrait, I think, if you can show him. Can you show him to the viewers? No, Bach's autoportrait. Bach, the painter. Yes, thank you. So this is our painter, Bach. And today we're gonna talk about he's one of the biggest. I think I can say that for myself. This painting is really meaningful for me. Yeah, you can show me. Thank you. Little is known boys' lives. True, there are some records. He spent most of it in the town of C. Hartenbosch, where he was born in his grandfather's house. The roots of his forefathers are in Jumagian and Asian, which is visible in his surname. You can actually see that. His pessimistic, fantastical style cast a wide influence on modern art of the 16th century, with Peter Bruegel the Elder being his best-known follower. Today, Bach is seen as hugely individualistic painter with deep insight into humanity's desire and deepest fears, Attribution has been especially difficult today. Only about 25 paintings are confidently given to his hand. Along with his 8 drawings, about another half dozen paintings are confidently attributed to his workshop. His most acclaimed works consist of 5 triptych altar pieces, including the Garden of Earthly Delights, which is what we are going to talk about today. So, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the portrait. So, um, Dear Bosch painted 3 large triops that can be written from left to right, in which each panel was assembled to the meaning of the whole. So I'm gonna show you what the painting looks like when it closed. It closed the outside. Can you? Yeah, that's the closed painting. So it's all oak panels, and when the panels are closed, this is what our painting looks like. As you can see, this is the earth, where the lights has been living. So when we see the inner part of the portrait, can we see the inside? Yeah, that's the inside. When we open up the canvas, we can see everything in whole. This painting can be read left to right, which is what our painting is trying to expose us. Like in the left panel, you can see the heaven where Eve and Adam are having fun, chilling together. And at the center panel, we can see that the earth where people are living what they desire, what they want, their inner voices, what they told the inner voices is what they are doing. And the right panel is where we can see the hell described really aggressively and really, complicated and bad. So the garden was intended as an altar piece, but the general vibes is that the extreme subject matter of the inner center and right panels make it unlikely that it was intended to function in a church or monastery, but was instead commissioned by a lay patron. So, the exterior panels shows that world during creation, probably on the third day after the adaptation of the plant life, but before the appreciation of animals and humans. That's what we showed you, like the closed one. That's what I'm trying to describe you, okay? When the traps and wings are closed, the design of the outer panels become visible, rendered in a green-gray grizzle. These panels lack color, probably because most Netherlandish tropicals were thus painting, but possibly indicating that the painting reflects a time before the creation of the sun and moon, which were formed according to Christian theory that give light to the earth. The typical Duracell blendings of Netherlandish altarpieces serve to highlight the splendid colors inside. The outer panels are generally thought to despite the creation of the world, showing generally beginning to clothe the still presentage earth. God wearing a crown similar to a papal tiara is visible as a tiny figure at the upper left. Bosch shows God as the Father sitting with a Bible on his lap, creating the earth in a passive manner by divine flood. Above him is inscribed a quote from Psalm reading. This is the words, but I can speak in the language. So, for he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. This word has been right in upper side of the closed panel. I think we can show them the closed panel. Can you show them the closed panel? No, the closed one. Yes, that's it. And the upper left and the upper right, we can see that words. I hope you guys can see that word. And the more left, there we can see the God, what I described just a moment ago. Okay. Scholars have proposed that Bosch used the altar panels to establish as a biblical setting for the inner elements of the work, and the exterior image is generally interpreted as set in an earlier time than those in the interiors. As at both Hiwanian crypt, the inner centerpiece is flanked by heavenly and hellish imagery. The signs displayed in the tributary are through to follow a chronicle order, like from the beginning and from the, you know, the end. Yes, the left, then the right. No. Okay. However, in contrast, the boss two other complete trips. The last. Sorry about that. Art historian Charles de Tolony believed that through the seductive gaze of Adam, the left panel already shows God's waning influence upon the newly created earth. This view is reinforced by the rendering of God in the outer panels as a tiny figure in comparison to the immensity of the earth. According to Hans Belting, the three inner panels seek to broadly convey the Old Testament notation that, before the fall, there was no defined boundary between good and evil. Humanity is in innocence was unaware of consequence. That's what he's trying to say. In the inner panel, the big panel, we can see that nobody cares what they're doing. They're living their life. They're eating, they're drinking, eating from the fruits, and drinking what they want. They're having fun with animals. Actually, this is not like just for humans and just for animals. The creatures, every creature is having fun with themselves. They don't know what's evil and what's good. They're just living what they want. Doing what they want. And this is what our art is trying to expose us. Actually, we are just dumb, persons, bodies. We don't know what we're doing in our lives. We just, there's good and there's evil, but we don't know what's good and what's evil. We don't know actually what's good for who and what's evil for who. We're just doing what we want. So this is what our painter is trying to expose us. So at the left panel, I am going to explain some of the symbols over there. In the bottom, we can see that Adam, Eve, and God, they're with themselves. God holding Eve by her wrist and giving the sign of his blessing to their union. God is younger looking than on the outer panel, blue-eyed and with golden curls. His youthful appearance may be a device by the artist to illustrate the concept of Christ as the incarnation of the Word of God. God's right hand is raised in blessing while he holds Eve's wrist with his left. Eve avoids Adam's gaze. Although, according to Walker's S. Gibson, she is shown seductively presenting her body to Adam. Adam's expression is one of amazement and frank. He indicated three elements to his seeming astonishment. Firstly, their surprise at the presence of the God. Secondly, he is reacting to an awareness that Eve is of the same nature as himself and has been created from his own body. Finally, from the intensity of Adam's gaze, it can be concluded that he is experiencing sexual arousal and the primal urge to reproduce for the first time. The surrounding landscape is populated by a hut-shaped form, some of which are made from stone, while others are the less practically organic. Behind Eve, rabbits symbolizing fecundity play in the grass, and the dragon tree opposite is true to represent eternal life. The background reveals several animals that would have been exotic to contemporaneous Europeans, including a giraffe, a monkey riding an elephant, and a lion that has killed and is about to devour his prey. So those things are having in the central panel. We can actually show them. I think there's animals too. The closer ones. No, not this. This is from hell. Yeah, those parts you can show them actually. Not this one. Yeah, we can show that. Yes. Okay. So as we can see, there's elephants, animals, and the other humanities are having fun. In the foreground, this happened in the background, by the way. In the foreground, from a large hole in the ground, emerge birds and winged animals, some of which are realistic, some fantastic. Behind the fish, a person clothed in a short-sleeved hooded jacket and with a duck's beak holding an open book as if reading. To the left of the area, a cat holds a small lizard-like creature in its jaw. I think there's photos of that cat. It's not. There's a lot of photos, by the way. Those are from hell. The animals, I'm talking about the animals. And there's a lot of plenty animal. No, nah, this is from heaven. No. Actually, we can show that. We can show the fruits where they pick up. Yeah, we can show them like those images. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Behind the fish, a person clothed in a short sleeved. To the left of the area, a cat holding a small lizard. Yeah. Belting observes that despite the fact that the creatures in the foreground are fantastically imaginings made of the animals in the mid and background are drawn from contemporary travel literature, and here Bosch is appealing the knowledge of a humanistic and Aristotic readership. The skyline of the center panel, yes, that's the first photo we showed. The skyline from the center panel. It was blue. Yeah, yes, this, but the blue one. We showed it. Yeah, that one. Thank you. The skyline of the central panel matches exactly with that of the left wing, while the positioning of its central pool and the lake behind it echoes the lake in the earlier scene. The central image dissipates the expansive garden landscape, which gives the Tripocity its name. The panel shares a common horizon with the left wing, suggesting a spatial connection between the two scenes. The garden is teeming with male and female nudes, together with a variety of animals, plants, and fruit. We can show the female and male. Yep. The setting is not the paradise shown in the left panel, but neither is it based in the terrestrial realm. Fantastic creatures mingle with the real, otherwise ordinary fruits appear encouraged to gigantic size. The figures are engaged in diverse amorous sports and activities, both in couples and in groups. Gibson describes them as behaving overtly and without shame, while art historian Lauren Dixon writes that the human figures exhibit a certain adult-seen sexual curiosity. Many of the numerous human figures revel in an innocent, self-absorbed joy as they engage in a wide range of activities. Some appear to enjoy sensory pleasure, others play consequently in the water, and yet others cavort and meetful with a variety of animals. Okay. So we can show that the human and the female ones picking up the fruits. Yeah, the fruit one. Yeah, they're picking up the fruits. I think we can see that the male figures is picking up the fruits for female figures. That's another meaning about that, actually. Okay, so we are gonna. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the right panel. I'm really excited about the right panel because it shows hell in really sarcastic way. Can you show them the right panel? The hell, yeah. That's what boss has been telling. It's been showing, trying to show us the hell, the nightmare. There's a lot of figures I wanted to show you over here. The setting of a number of Bosch's paintings. Bosch despises a world in which humans have succumbed to temptations that lead to evil and reap eternal damnation. The tone of this final panel strikes a harsh contrast to those preceding. The scene is set at night, and the natural beauty that adored the earlier panel is noticeably absent. Compared to the warmth of the central panel, the right with wing poses a chilling quality. Wow. Rendered through cold coloration and frozen waterways and present a tableau that has shifted from the paradise of the center image to a spectacle of cruel torture and retribution. In a single densely detailed scene, the viewer is made witness to cities on fire in the background, war, torture chambers, infernal taverns, and demon in the midground, and muted animals feeding on human flesh in the foreground. The nakedness of the human figure has lost all in its eroticism, and many now attempt to cover their, you know, parts of their body with their hands, ashamed by their nakedness. So we can see that the animals are torturing humans, and the human bodies are really ashamed about that. They're trying to cover their body. We can show them. Yeah, that we can show them. Look at it. Like, the animals are torturing humans. And the hell, like what we are doing in this world right now. Like, we're torturing a lot of animals. And at the hell, they're torturing us. Okay, it's really, I don't know. Is it just me? But it's really meaningful for me. The treatment of the right panel and a pair of human ears, brands shining a blade, a cavity in the torso, is populated by three naked persons at a table, seated on an animal, and a fully clothed woman pouring drink from a barrel. There is that's that one. Thank you. This is our tree man. Animals are shown punishing humans, subjecting them to nightmarish torments that may symbolize the seven deadly sins, matching the torment to the sin sitting on an object that might be a toilet or a throne. The panel's counterpart is a gigantic bird-headed monster feasting on human corpses, which he extracts through a cavity below him. Into the transparent chamber pot on which he sits, the monster is sometimes referred as the Prince of Hell, a name derived from the cauldron he wears on his head, perhaps representing a debased crown. At his feet, a female has her face reflected on the buttocks of a demon. Further to the left, next to hair-headed demon, a group of naked persons around the toppled gambling table are being masqueraded with swords and knives. So, from the very start and from the very end, we saw that left panel is where heaven and the Eve and Adam is, meeting with themselves and trying to expose their feelings to themselves. we saw that there's a really bright colors, a lot of bright colors, and a lot of joyful, beautiful figures and symbols. We saw all of them. And at the center panel, we saw people, having fun, doing what they want. They don't care about what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's evil and what's good. What's to do. They don't know what to do, what to act. They don't know what animals for. They're just having fun with animals. Animals actually don't know what's evil and what's good. They are actually having fun too. In the river, at the bottom of a tree, and in every part. And for the right panel is our last panel. We saw that hell, where humans are punished, having tortured by animals, by creatures, those really ugly looking, and confuses us, the creatures. So at the very end, I wanted to show that. Can you show them the left photo? Thank you. You can see the face. Actually, there's a face over there, the tree man. But for some people, the face is representing Bosch, his face with this tree man. It's for some people, I just checked for a couple of sites about that information, and some of them saying that the face is Bach representing himself with this tree man. I think I just told what I told, and I did it right. I hope so. So that was the I'm sorry, wait a minute. That was the Garden of Earthly Delights by Bosch, and I tried to explain the painting as much as I can do, actually. I hope you guys enjoyed what I told and understand. I'm hoping so you guys understand what I told, because those days my English is just messed up. Thank you. So that was it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot of things about this whole podcast and video. I hope you guys enjoyed, because I did enjoy it. I love that. I love this painting, This is my favorite one. So that was it from Golden Ratio. I'm your host, Doğan. Take care of yourself. I love all of you. Bye-bye.